Hi, this is Hilde, and in this video I'm going to show you how to wrap the fabric around the box we put together. Okay, the fabric should be about 35 by 45 centimeters for a box that measures 20 by 10 by 5 centimeters. It is important that one piece of fabric fits around the box on all sides, and to double check, you can just place the box on it and see if there's enough fabric to fold inside, and the back should be able to go in. If you place this one here, this should go all the way this way, right? So let's start with drawing lines on the piece of fabric so you know where to place it when you are gluing. Alright, now I have enough space. First, I draw lines around the placement of the lid. I want it to be here on that spot, and I just, with a chalk pencil or with a normal pencil, you can draw lines around it on the wrong side of the fabric. When you have marked the lid, you're going to mark the back of the box. So you place it in line with the lid, but a little bit with a distance. And then you go on the outline of that one, on the outside. Okay. Then you rock the box to its bottom. Go around those lines to the front. And back to the bottom to get the sides marked up on the fabric. Go back here and mark it on this side. Right. Okay. Double check if you have 6 parts drawn on the fabric. So this is the top, the back, the bottom, the front, the side, and another side. 6 parts. Okay. We start gluing, and we use the simple school glue, PVA glue, water-based. If you need to dilute it, you can add some water. Okay. I try to avoid putting glue on the fabric because that moves all the way, in every direction, and it expands. Because there's some water inside, it's liquid, so fabric expands. I start with putting glue on the bottom of the box. For that, I evenly divide the glue on my roller, and just holding, don't hold the box in hand like that and do glue, just place it like this. It's easier, and you can add a little bit more pressure. Okay, there's enough glue, and now I place it on that part that is going to be the bottom of on the fabric, in that center part. Push it down and then fold it over and push the glue into the fabric. I always use African fabric. Now I live in Ghana, and it's just amazing. All these colors, it's non-stop. It's wonderful. But also quilting fabrics are wonderful to use. I always like to use cottons. That's easier. They glue good. They hold on to the glue, and there are less possibilities of stain. If you start using silk, it's not so easy. Okay, what's the next thing we need to do? This is a bit too wide, so I'm going to cut that short. I keep about 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch to the outside. Okay. Now, before I start gluing to the sides, You see, I have this piece of fabric, which is too much. I'm going to have to cut that away. But first, I mark where I want to miter the fabric and what I want to get rid of. This one I don't want. So I miter, and this part I will cut away. I do the same on the other side. That's why I need to cut. And this is where I need to cut. You have to open the fabric to all the corners of the cardboard box. Only at the front you cut away the corner piece, but at the back of the box you only make a cut. And by mitering the fabric, you open the fabric to cover the rest of the box. And we are going to glue the fabric first to the front of the beginner's box. Put some more glue, and I just roll out the glue evenly everywhere. And then I just mush it to the front. With a little bit of pressure, I put the glue into the fabric so it holds. The next step, you have to watch carefully what I'm doing. What I want to do, part of the fabric goes inside, one part goes to the side, and another part goes on top. So what I do, I eyeball the outside corner of the box and I make a straight clip down. I make another cut about the thickness of the cardboard. That one can go on top, but it's a little on the long side, so I trim it. And this part I have to trim, and I go to the corner of the box. You see, that looks like this. One part goes in, the other one goes on top, and this one goes to the side. Before I glue it down, I do the same thing on this side. I always work from right to left, so I first clip this one. Now I go to the outside corner. This is a bit too long, I take away. And this I have to trim to the height of the box. So this looks like this. This will go here on the side. This one will go on top, and this one goes in. With the roller, I just put some glue. When the aircon is running, the glue dries quite fast and it becomes thicker. So this one, with two hands, I press it in. So it's really tight going in. I haven't put glue here. I just used the roller, put a little bit like this, and put a little bit under here, and I put it over tightly. Same here. A little bit of glue like that, and a little bit underneath here. So that's the first step. I do the same to the back of the box. So this is the front, and it looks like this, and the corners are covered. Now I place the back up, put glue here, and bring the fabric all the way over without pulling anywhere. Just smooth it over onto the cardboard and press the glue into the fabric. Okay, now I need to open the fabric here to get a similar part of fabric onto the box on this side. So I'm going to clip all the way up to the corner, top corner of the box, and I trim it down because I don't need this whole part. And I open it up here so this part can go around. I'll show you. There it goes. You see? There it is. Same on this side. So this one is done, but I still need to take off a piece here. I just go to the top corner of the box, and then I trim it down. I don't need that fabric, and then I put glue to the side. And that is for the back and the front. And now the sides we have to do. We have to prepare the fabric before we can glue it to the box. Because this here, this part of the cardboard is already covered, we don't need an extra piece. But we also don't want to see fraying threads coming out of the box. So we have to make a small hem. With the brush, you put a little bit of glue onto the little extra fabric, and you fold it in line with the side of the box. Don't press too hard because we need to check. I forgot this one. This is bone folder. I want to bring in the corner, but before we really press it down, I want to check if it is flush with the side of the box. I'm happy with this one. So I press, and in the corner I press extra to bring in the frame parts. This side I do the same thing, a little bit of glue. And I bring this in for a moment. I use the line on the cutting mat as a guideline where to fold it over. And I bring this in. Before I glue, I double check left and right. This is fine. This is sticking out a bit. I'm not happy. So I open it up. And I do it again a little bit more inside. Oops, no. Yeah, this should be fine. Now take an extra eye on this corner so there are no picking threads coming out later on. I put glue on the cardboard. And I stick it to the sides. First the outside before I bring it in. Now with this one you can press a little harder. So, and now it is ready to fold inside. Now you will see that these two parts are going to go to the front and to the back. So I put some extra glue there, only on the double folded fabric. And I fold it in. And I press with the bone folder into the corners. And there you go. Inside it's covered as well. We do the same on the opposite side. First, put a little bit of glue, just not too much, otherwise the glue will come through the fabric and it will stain everything. Press it down, I check. Yes, that's fine. I do the opposite side. Oops. Like that. And fold it in. I line up with one of the lines to make it a bit easier. I'll double check if left and right is smooth with the edge. It is. I first squeeze down in the corners so that won't peek out. And I put some glue on the cardboard. And I bring it up. Squeeze it down. Okay, almost done with the sides. Just need to bring some glue in here, inside the box. And I put a little bit on the double folded fabric, because that will move to the front and the back panel. And then I bring with the finger. This is a very important movement, just to squeeze out all the air and immediately press it in the corners. There you go, the front and the back and the bottom of the box. Next thing up is the lid. You need to make a hinge so you are able to open and close the box. If you attach the lid straight to the box, it keeps up standing open. So what you do first is put glue on the piece of cardboard. To keep your work area free from glue and cling, I use a magazine. I open it, I place the cardboard on a page inside the magazine, I put glue on it, and if there is no glue on the magazine itself, I haven't been to all parts of the lid. There should be glue everywhere and evenly divided. Okay, I lift it up, I close the magazine. So, and now I place it on the fabric flush with the sides, but with a little distance of about 3 millimeters, less than a 1/4 inch. When it is even, I press it, I close it, and I press the glue into the fabric. You see, it's with a distance between the lid and the box. Okay. This is too much fabric on the sides. I can trim away. About 2 centimeters is enough. And this side same. I need to make one more cut to be able to cover the fabric to the inside, or bring the fabric to the inside. I miter the corners and I stay away about 3 millimeters, depending on the thickness of the cardboard. The thinner, the less space you can use, and this one is like this. I put glue on the short ends first. I start with one end and I do it like this, not touching the fabric here. With a brush, I bring a little bit to the sides and in between to the sides. Okay, I place it up and I press it over to the inside, and on this part I nip it in. You see, like this, I nip it in And here I do the same, but then I have to pull the fabric a little bit, so there will be no ears of fabric peeking out when I close the box. I do the same on this side. A little bit glue on that side and on the inside. And I press it over, put it down again. On this side I nip it in, like that. And here I just pull, I need to get the corner. So I pull the corner of the fabric and I nip it in, like that. Now I can put glue on the long end of the lid. And I have to do this so you can see. Mind you, the lid is supported by the mat. I'm not putting it inside the box. I'm not pulling the fabric. So this is folded in. Next step is the inside hinge. I have prepared a piece of fabric, this one, and that is the same length as the inside of the box. Okay, it just fits inside. About a third will go inside. The next step is to bring it in between the lid and the bottom of the box, and then the rest will go onto the lid. I bring the glue inside of the box, not too much on one spot, so I have to even it out, and I do a little bit on the lid, not all the way to the sides, but just stop before, and with a brush I bring a little bit glue in between the bottom and the lid, so the fabric will stay flat there as well. A little bit to the side, a little bit this side, even it out. So there you go. What is the top and what is the bottom? Here. African fabric have print on both sides, something very hard to see. Okay, I start and bring in about a third of the fabric. I place it inside, flush from side to side. I only press on the fabric which is inside the box. So, then I lift up the part above the lid, and with the bone folder I bring it in between the lid and the box itself. And you see the fabric comes up, and I smooth it on top of the box, and then I want to bring it to the edge of the lid before I let it come down onto the lid itself. There you go, it's there, and you can close.